had my first year at New York University and didn't do well there, was not ready for college or anything. And my parents lived in Houston, and so I moved in with them, and my parents knew Father Monahan, who was the head of the music department. Went in to see him and said, like, what do you think about St. Thomas? And didn't know anything about it. And he said, well, I don't know if we can admit you. Your grades are awful. And I said, yeah, I know. So they admitted me on probation. I had to work full time and go to school in order to afford tuition. And my first experience at the school was in freshman English with Father Ed Lee. He was chairman of the English department, and my first paper that I got back, I got a -9 out of 100. Wouldn't do very well, and so I thought clearly must have not had his glasses on, didn't read my paper correctly, and so second paper, I got a -7 on the paper out of 100, and he said, improvement noted. He said, well, you're making progress. And I went up to him and I said, I'm going to fail this course. And he said, you absolutely are. He said, would you like to learn the English language? And I said, yeah, I would. Now, Italian's my first language as a child. My parents didn't speak well and all of that anyway. So he took me into his office and we would talk about doing papers. And he assigned to me 2 papers for every one that he assigned the class and graded them individually with me in his office. Well, it saved my life. It really did. And that was the turning point for me scholastically. No, 67.
67.
I couldn't afford to have my picture taken, and so I couldn't have it done. Now, I graduated in January.
All right.
So this was so when I had a job, and they could say, well, you can come back and take your picture with 68. I said, but I'm not 68, I'm 67. It's funny. See, but there's these stories for all these people who don't know these stories. And we need to know these stories because this is what the students are thinking about coming here. This is what they can become. Right? Absolutely. I never would have made it without that individual attention and commitment. And I became an English major and English and philosophy. Chairman of the English Club, which was a big deal back then, and really appreciated the opportunity to learn and learned how to write and learned how to speak and learned how to think. You ever see this picture, Don?
Look at that.
It's amazing. Look at that.
You look like this actor, Skarsgård. What is his name?
English Club
Skarsgård?
chairman.
So Father Lee, who is the reason why I graduated, was the chairman of the English department, and he would appoint the chairman of the English Club. And he used to call me Roger. I have no idea why. And I said, Father, that's not my name. For me, you'll always be Roger. I have no idea. And he said, you're going to be chairman of the English Club.
All right.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. Yeah. So there were a number of years. I mean, we're talking, 25, 30 years, where I had no contact with anyone here. And Bob Ivany, the president, prior to Richard Ludwig, reached out to me and asked me to be on the president's advisory committee. And that was my first reintroduction into the school. So I missed the whole development, the whole expansion of the campus. The school I went to had 2 or 3 buildings, and that was it. I'm relearning about this place, and want to be part of not only its growth, and growth is fine, but its established excellence in academics and how it presents itself as a beacon of hope and morality to the community.